The 87th edition of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament has been one to remember. Here we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
And a steal. Got it! We're tied.
Now they find efforts. Open three-pointer, good.
Wow. Rebound, Michael Flowers, and look out. Here's the exclamation point. Hello!
Now it's come down to this. This is a day when memories for a lifetime will be made and champions will be crowned. Welcome to Championship Saturday. There is no place better to be than at the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. It's Championship Saturday, and we've got a Division IV championship game to start the day. Randolph taking on Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ted Stefaniak, joined by Joe Wolf, the assistant coach at Kohler High School. Joe, you won 3 championships at Kohler. Is there anything like Championship Saturday for high school basketball players?
Many magical moments on Saturday. So many good memories.
All right, and we're going to make some memories today. And we start with Randolph and Assumption, and we look at our Menards points of the game. On yesterday, Ryan Klein led the way for Assumption with a fantastic ball game.
A double-double, a monster in the middle. He may have to change his game today, more face-up, maybe play some two-guard.
And Randolph has one of the biggest teams in the state, and they are led by Greg Steemsma and Josh Fisher.
The big fella adds so much. Not only is his scoring and his rebounding, but his weak side help, his ability to block shots, fantastic.
When you take the floor for the first time, the first couple of minutes of the ball game in a championship game, what are some of the things that you have to overcome as you first take the floor?
Nervousness. I'm nervous, you're nervous. Got to get through the nervousness.
All right, well, our first game is coming up. The Division IV state championship game begins next, but first a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Everyone's ready for this one, a Division IV matchup between Randolph and Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Randolph coming in with a 24-2 record, while Assumption comes in with that 19-6 record, but don't let them fool you. They are a very good team. Let's meet our starting lineups. Here's public address announcer Mike Menke.
And now, here are the starting lineups for today's Division IV championship game between the Randolph Rockets and the Wisconsin Rapids Assumption Royals. Starting for Randolph, at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 30, Michael Moldenhauer. And at guard for Assumption, a 5'10" senior, number 14, Scott Ostrowski. Starting at guard for Randolph, a 6'2" junior, number 44, Justin Zander. And at guard for Assumption, a 5'11" senior, number 40, John Minarson. Starting at forward for Randolph, a 6'3" junior, number 22, Bruce Waterworth. And at forward for Assumption, a 5'11" senior, number 30, Caleb Terzinski. Starting at forward for Randolph, a 6'6" senior, number 32, Josh Fisher. And at forward for Assumption, a 6'1" senior, number 42, Tim Olson. Starting at center for Randolph, a 6'11" sophomore, number 34, Greg Steemsma. And at center for Assumption, a 6'4" senior, number 50, Ryan Klein. The head coach for Randolph is Bob Heffley. And the head coach for Assumption is Gary Weisenbeck. The referees for today's game are John Lusavansky and Steve Seavals, both from Rice Lake.
And now it's time for the Got Milk starting lineups from Wisconsin's dairy producers. And we start with Assumption, Ostrowski, Minarson, Terzinski, Olson, and the big guy, Ryan Klein. For Randolph, Moldenhauer, Zander, Waterworth, Fisher, and the real big guy, Greg Steemsma, 6'11" sophomore.
There's something in the water, Ted. Something in the water. They used to say that about Kohler. Now they're saying it about Randolph.
Well, some people believe that This Randolph team is one of the biggest teams ever to make it to state. As you take a look at the height averages, Randolph 6'7" in the front court, averaging 6 foot at the guard, while Assumption, average team at 6'1" and 5'11". So
just look in the crowd, look at the parents in Randolph. You can see who the parents of the basketball players are.
But our Division IV state championship game is underway. Assumption controls the tip.
Randolph in their man-to-man.
Assumption never trailed in their game against Clayton yesterday.
Excuse me, Ted. Randolph does not have Steensma on Klein. They put Fisher on Klein.
Big mismatch right there as Tim Olson trying to take it strong to the hole against Greg Steensma.
That's just not going to happen against the sophomore. He really knows how to block shots, even though he is just a sophomore. You're probably going to be hearing just a sophomore a lot today.
Tim Olson at 6'1". Didn't quite look 6'1" as Steensma threw that one out of bounds. Here's Klein. Had a terrific day yesterday. However, he did twist an ankle late in his game against Clayton. Shot on the way, three-pointer, and it's good.
Boy, how big is that for Assumption to come out and hit a three? Maybe it draws the big guy out of the paint.
Tim Olson with that three-pointer. Probably feels a little more comfortable being 15 feet away from Steensma. 3-0.
Assumption in their man-to-man. Klein on Steensma.
Looking to work it inside. They have Steensma on the top of the key, pulling Klein away. But a nice shot there by Bruce Waterworth.
That was a nice move. Nice square up after the dribble.
So a 3-2 ball game early in the first quarter. This is the first of 4 state championship games we'll be bringing you today. Klein drives baseline, goes up strong against Steensma. That was an incredible looking shot. It would have been something if he would have got that one to go as he went under the basket and tried to flip it underhand underneath Steensma.
A lot of contact on that drive.
Xander gets it over to Steensma. Here's Waterworth. And Olson comes away with the rebound.
Assumption to be in this ball game has to limit Randolph to 1 shot.
Royals now setting up their offense. Sitting in that zone. Actually, they're man-to-man, so they have Steensma out on Olson. Now they work an inside big mismatch. Olson thought about the three-pointer, now drives. And here's a steal. Fisher.
A good hustle from behind by Klein. Get on the floor. Nice hustle. Clear to the big guy. Just throw it up about 10 feet.
Now back inside to Fisher. Nice pass from Steensma to Josh Fisher.
Great hustle from both teams to start the game.
So 4-3, the first lead for Randolph in this one. And we'll get our first foul.
Randolph is, I should say Assumption is trying to attack the slower, bigger guys of Randolph and see if anything happens.
Michael Moldenhauer picking up his first foul. We go back and take a look at the steal and the block by Ryan Klein.
Look at the come from behind. What a competitor, never giving up on the play.
J.J. Minarson to inbound. Klein now, driving in, nice pass to Olson. Steensma gets another piece of that. You can see where Klein was trying to draw the attention of Steensma, and now we get an offensive foul on Randolph. To the other end and take a look. Just saw Klein try to draw the attention of Steensma, but the big guy has pretty good foot movement down in the paint.
You're just not going to get him off his feet. He's quick. He's a quick leaper. So he's going to wait for you. He's going to time it, and he's going to block it.
Assumption brings it across the timeline. They're looking to regain the lead, 4-3. Randolph with the lead here in the first.
In their swing offense now is Assumption. A lot of weak side, low post picks.
Working it around. Do you like the matchup? Trzynski knocks it down. Trzynski steps in and hits the 10-footer. Do you like the matchup of keeping Steensma off of Ryan Klein?
I do. I think that even though that Greg's just a sophomore, I think at this point in his career he's a little out of control in terms of wanting to block everything.
A foul on Ryan Klein. He is guarding Steamsma on the other end. And we go back and take a look at the Caleb Trzynski basket. And we go back and you can see Klein working on Steamsma, and Ryan thinking that's not a very smart foul at this point in the game.
One of the things that Ryan can't do is get in foul trouble. His team needs him. Greg Steamsma, if he goes to the bench, they've got a couple 6'6", 6'8" guys that can come off the bench and provide some support.
They've got Klein with a little bit of an ankle injury from yesterday's game. Is that going to be much of a factor?
Oh, great block, Ryan Klein.
Well, that answers that question. The ankle didn't seem to bother him there. Watch this.
What ankle? Big fella goes up, times it perfectly, does Ryan Klein, captures it at the rim.
Klein 6'4", Steamsma 6'11". Each team with a couple of block shots early in this one. And a turnover, so the Rockets regain possession. 3:37 left in the first.
I think we saw Ryan Klein's athleticism on a couple dunks yesterday. He knows that he can attack people at the rim. Steamsma, he probably hasn't seen much of a guy that can do what Steamsma can, but that's what championships are all about. You got to go at each other, see what you're all about.
There's a steal by Klein. Took it right away from Steamsma. Now Klein goes in and dunks. Steamsma!
Oh my goodness! Is this Division 4, Ted? Is this Division 4?
This is a state championship game. Wow! This crowd has been electrified by that performance right there by Klein. Wow! This crowd is still buzzing.
Klein guarding the big fella, takes it from him. The big fella trying to time it. Klein gets to the rim before he does.
I don't think Steamsma thought that he was going to take it in all the way that hard. Incredible play. It's 7-4, Assumption with the lead. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Well, I imagine there's a lot of people just waking up and just kind of crawling to the couch to watch a little high school basketball, but I'm sure your blood is pumping now after watching Ryan Klein.
Good
take
morning,
the big guy.
Wisconsin.
Wow.
Or I should say afternoon now.
Good afternoon.
Got me so excited, I didn't know what time of day it was.
Look at that, Ryan Klein. First quarter yesterday at 7 points, 5 rebounds. Off to a big start today. 7-4, Assumption with a lead.
Assumption in there 1-3-1. Good change of pace defense here.
Randolph trying to answer. Shot on the way, rebounded by Klein. Nathan Zontag with the shot. Now a turnover. Nice play by Moldenauer. Now to Steamsma. Steamsma wanted the return dunk, but draws the foul and will go to the free throw line. The foul will come against J.J. Minarson.
Big fella running the court. You know, even though he got denied a couple times underneath the basket, he's still trying.
Well, you have to be impressed at the speed of the big guy.
Beating everybody down the court as a sophomore.
10 points and 14 rebounds yesterday. Caleb Trzynski checks back into the ball game for the Royals. Steamsma knocks it down. So a 7-6 ball game. Assumption with that 1-point lead, looking to add to that.
One of the things Coach Weisenbach from Assumption was worried about was turnovers. They've got to limit their turnovers against the height of Randolph.
Trzynski may have altered the shot a little bit as Steamsma came over. Now a turnover. Trzynski has Ostrowski on the break, but look at Steamsma. Oh! It's a contact.
Major league contact.
They're letting it play. Now inside. to Xander. Zontag. Nathan Zontag with the bucket. His first two. Scramble for the ball. They get it out. And a steal by Steamsma.
Assumption said they were going to try to run on Randolph. Not typical of their program, but they said they were going to try it today.
And the reason for that is you probably feel your chances are a little bit better running against a big team like Randolph rather than setting up in the half-court offense and dealing with their height. But you know what? Randolph runs very well. Inside, the pass, nothing doing. Zontag had another shot at it, and the Royals clear.
Nice defensive possession by Assumption that time.
Here's Esselman. Esselman had a fantastic game off the bench yesterday. Inside a minute now. Shot on the way, that is blocked by Steamsma. What's he doing way out there?
Blocking shots.
Unbelievable, he's everywhere. Nice pass
nice
again.
Cut. They're running today, aren't they, Ted?
Esselman. Another block.
Boy, it's tough when you have a 6'6" freshman that's your small forward, huh? Coming off the bench. Come from behind.
Steamsma.
Boy, they do a nice job of cutting and looking for each other when they're in the post and the other guy is cutting.
And they have that wonderful advantage of being able to see over the defense. So if you're making those cuts, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get the ball.
6'11", 6'8", 6'6", 6'3" on the court right now. I think they can see over people. Definitely. Definite advantage.
Steamsma back to the free throw line. His first 2 points came on free throws. Steamsma comes in shooting about 53% from the line this year. Averaging about 5.9 blocks a game this season.
Quick leaper. Gets off his feet in a hurry.
He's got 3 points and 3 blocks in this one already. Brian Klein took a seat on the bench. He's got 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Assumption could not afford to have him on the bench. 10 seconds now. They work it inside. Blocked. Don Benarson's shot was knocked out of bounds by Nathan Zontag.
You know, how about Randolph? They have to put Steamsma on the bench at 6'11", so they only bring us in a 6'6" kid.
You have to smile if you're the coach with a team like that. Final shot on the way. And it's off. So after 1 quarter of play, it is Randolph 9 and Assumption 7. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. The Randolph Rockets with a 2-point lead as we get ready to start the second quarter. As we take a look at our game summary, sponsored by Wisconsin's Genuine Community Banks. Financial power right here at home on the web at communitybankers.org. Take a look at the rebounding in favor of Randolph and the blocks. Randolph has already blocked 5 shots.
Assumption has more shots at the goal, though. That's where they needed to be for them to win the game.
Randolph just shooting 27% in yesterday's first quarter, finished up the game shooting 55%. So they had a tendency to get much
nice
better
pass
as the game went along yesterday.
Ryan Klein really never got control of the ball there. Had it tipped away, but Telema got it back, went up to the hoop, and then gave it to Olsen.
Are you a little surprised to see Klein start the second quarter with 2 fouls?
No, I think he's ahead enough of a player to get through this. He's going to take some chances, but I think they're going to be calculated chances.
Tim Olsen with a quick start today. That's his 5th point. Knocks down another, so we're back to even at 9 apiece.
Assumption going back in their 1-3-1. Randolph saw a lot of this against Seneca yesterday.
The Rockets start the second half without Greg Steamsma in the middle. And now Klein with a steal. He'll let his teammates catch up this time.
Good control.
Inside, nice move by Don Menarson.
Nice left hand by another sophomore, Don Menarson.
So Assumption regains the lead. Tyler Fisher. Knocked out of bounds.
Assumption doing a nice job of getting a lot of hands on the balls.
Goldenauer and Zander get ready to check back in. A couple of the original starters. Early second quarter action in this Division IV state championship game with Assumption leading by 2. Three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Bruce Waterworth.
Flat out can just shoot the ball.
Waterworth with 5 points. So back and forth we go. Randolph now with a 1-point lead.
Swing offense, once again with the weak side low post screen.
Klein for 3. And a foul as Tim Olson reached out and just grabbed the shorts of Nathan Zontag. A bit bizarre.
They were just battling for position and his hand got caught.
So 12-11. Randolph trying to build on that 1-point lead. They work it inside to Steamsma, and we'll get a foul. We'll see who this one goes against. Klein was in the vicinity, but I believe it's going to go against Tim Olson.
Nice cut. Big fella, not afraid to put the ball on the floor and take it up to the rim.
So that sends Steamsma back to the free throw line.
Good balance on his free throws.
He has 4 points now.
You know, sometimes when you grow so quickly, you really don't have a center of gravity. He's got a nice center of gravity when he shoots his free throws.
Talking about growing quickly, you're 6'11", right?
Right.
So you know a little bit about what Greg Steamsma is going through right now, recruiting and everything, and he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like as a sophomore.
Klein
doing a nice job of pump faking, getting the Randolph players in the air and taking it at him.
That goes against Justin Sanders. We take another look at it.
Good Steamsma out of position, pump fakes him, doesn't get the first one to go, pump fakes again, tries it again, gets the foul.
So Ryan Klein goes to the free throw line, shooting 67%. Klein, a 4-year varsity starter, has scored over 1,300 points in his career.
He's had a great career for Assumption.
Steamsma will clear. 14-12 now. Randolph with that 2-point lead. Looking inside to Steamsma. They had him for a second, cutting straight down the middle of the lane.
Doing a nice job of swinging the ball. Randolph looking over the defense with their height.
They work it around. Steamsma is open on the backside if they can get it to him. Another 3-pointer from the corner. That time it won't go for Bruce Waterworth.
Rushed that one a little bit that time.
Last time he had that opportunity, he knocked it down.
Get into their swing offense.
Now Klein.
Nice cross-court pass. Get the defense moving. Good cut down the lane.
That one comes up a bit short for Caleb Terzinski. Now the Rockets are running inside. And the basket by Waterworth.
Nice hustle to get back from Don Renarson. Just couldn't affect Bruce Waterworth's layup.
7 points for Waterworth, and the biggest lead of the game now for the Rockets at 16-12. Now the Royals being very patient here. They do have some outside shooters, but of course they'd like to get it inside, but then again, you've got some pretty tall trees in the middle.
This is a key possession for Assumption too. They're down 4. They need to get a good shot here. Patience and composure right now.
Do you think the pace was a little bit too quick for Assumption here in the first part of the game?
I think it's been okay. I think what affected them early on was just their turnovers. Not due to anything about pace, just a little concentration problem.
Well, great hustle by Tim Olson to try to knock it out of bounds, but Randolph still came up with the ball and then turned it over.
Coach Hafley from Randolph, as you see him there on the screen, he knows his team doesn't start strong.
6 turnovers to 5. Randolph with their 6th turnover, so Assumption has the ball back. Big rejection by Steamsma. Here come the Rockets.
Nice position. Caleb Trzynski.
The foul will go against Michael Moldenauer as he tried to take it strong to the basket.
Trzynski did a nice job of coming down and getting set.
Go back and take another look at the fast break here.
Look at how Trzynski sets his feet, gets ready for the draw charge. That's a lost art today. A lot of guys don't like to take that charge. It helps your team. Denies them of a shot at the basket, and you get a possession.
Then you get another look at Waterworth with the last basket for the Rockets, giving them a 16-12 lead. Well, the 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin Education Council, encouraging you to stay involved and lend your support, because every kid deserves a great school. Well, the pace was pretty quick early in the first quarter. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit. Does that work to the advantage of Assumption or Randolph?
I haven't figured it out yet. I think Assumption wanted to see if they could run on them. I think it worked early on, and then they started to turn the ball over, so I think Coach Weisenbeck kind of pulled them back out of it.
Assumption set a Division IV record yesterday with the lowest winning score of 44 points. But you know what? I don't think Assumption cares about that record. I think they'll take a 2-0 win, as long as that means they win a gold ball.
You're exactly right, Ted. A win is a win. Ugly, great, whatever. You get to the next round, you get a chance at playing for the gold ball. And that's what it's all about.
Teams taking the floor once again. And Randolph leading 16-12 here in the second quarter.
Okay, Randolph has a small team on the court. 6'11", 6'6", 6'6", 6'3", and 5'10".
The small lineup.
Right. Coach Halfley going small.
Ryan Klein now draws the defense out. Trzynski. And Steamsma comes away with the rebound.
Good shot from Assumption that time. They have to know that they're only going to get one shot, though, with Greg Steamsma in the middle. Nice pass.
I'm not sure if he could believe he was that wide open.
I think that was the major problem there.
Klein lost the handle for a second. Now another scramble for the ball. Don Menarson put the shot up, and a scramble for the ball. And I believe we've got a foul somewhere, and it's going to go against Assumption.
The Assumption falls at number 50,
Ryan Klein picks up his 3rd foul.
That's huge. He tried to tell Coach Weisenbeck that he was okay, and Coach Weisenbeck just said, no, got to sit down on that one. There's 3 minutes left in this half, and 16 in the next.
Klein didn't run into any foul trouble yesterday. He was very confident in everything he did, and that was one of the big reasons they were able to beat Clayton. First free throw is good by Josh Fisher. Fisher coming in shooting 81% from the free throw line, and you can see the frustration of Ryan Klein. 17 points yesterday for Josh Fisher.
Had a great ball game for Randolph yesterday. Nice senior leadership from Josh Fisher.
They beat Seneca yesterday to get to this championship game. Long shot on the way, and the Rockets come away with it. Looking to get it into Steamsma, and the Royals come up with the steal.
And they're running again.
Shot up and good by Matt Esselman.
Did the whole thing himself that time, and I think he's come up a little limp. Right knee, I think he fell on it pretty hard.
18-14 our score now. Randolph looking to get it back to a 6-point lead. Shot on the way, and it is good by Waterworth.
I'm very impressed by him.
Nice touch.
When he squares up, he's going to make a lot of baskets.
you actually have a very small lineup on the court right now for Assumption. It doesn't really matter to Caleb Drzezinski. He just challenged Greg Steemsma.
Hey, if it feels like leather, shoot it, right, Caleb?
Wow. Back to a 4-point game inside of 2 minutes here in the first half. Back inside, and we'll get the foul on Don Menarson. Caleb Drzezinski is 5'11". Greg Steemsma, 6'11".
Does a nice job of attacking the big fella and using the glass.
Well, spacing was a big part of the reason he was able to get that shot.
The swing offense really gets them into a nice space. 15 feet from each other. Nice movement.
Fisher.
One left, one now.
Big game yesterday. Starting very nicely today. 22-16 now. The biggest lead of the, actually ties the biggest lead of the ball game at 6 points.
Okay, now they got their big lineup in here. 6'11", 6'8", 6'6", 6'3", and 6'3". My goodness.
Very large. Cole Heeg, a sophomore for Assumption, is playing. He's 6'1". Wearing number 22, Heeg. Yeah, he was in the land of the Giants there. That was stuffed back in his face, and shot won't go for Esselman, and here come the Rockets. Fisher. Bruce Waterworth again with that basket.
One thing that Assumption has to be aware of is defensive balance. Not having anybody get back when the shot goes up.
Drzezinski thought about taking it baseline and kicked it back out. Olsen with the shot.
That was intimidation right there.
Assumption seems a little out of sync without their big guy in there.
He didn't have good balance when he shot. He saw Greg Steemsma and he kind of backed off his shot.
Under a minute to go in the half. 24-16. Three-pointer on the way.
Good rebound, Matt Esselman. You know, one of the things that you look at Randolph right now, they have one senior on the floor, and this is their big lineup. Scary.
Well, if you're in the Trailsway Conference, you can't feel too comfortable about the next few years when you have to face Randolph. However, the Rockets are beatable. They did lose a couple times this year.
Look at that hustle by Waterworth on defense. Oh, good penetration, good pitch out.
Drzezinski. Good rebound by Olsen. Now Esselman. Some more great hustle.
He tried to shoot it from the floor.
Well,
he tried to get it up before the big guy saw it. I think they're both sophomores that are laughing at that one.
Don Menarson would have a tough enough time shooting from his feet against Greg Steemsma. He tried to shoot from his knees, and we take another look at it. Look at the hustle, though. Give him a lot of credit for that.
And he got the biggest kick out of that, too. He thought, oh, what the heck. I'll try it.
Last shot won't go, and after one half of play, it is Randolph 24 and Assumption 16. Now a message for our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. We are at halftime of our Division IV state championship game between Randolph and Assumption. The Rockets with a 24-16 lead. And the Rocket dance team out on the floor entertaining the crowd here at the Kohl Center. Now, it's been a great first half. Assumption really came out and established the tempo that they wanted to early in this one, especially with that Ryan Klein dunk. They took the lead early on in this one.
They did, and then I think they got sloppy with the ball. One of the concerns of Coach Weisenbeck from Assumption, he wanted to make sure that they limit turnovers. Felt good about it for the first 4 or 5 minutes of that quarter, but then after that got a little sloppy, pulled it back after that.
And Randolph really took care of the things that they wanted to do and actually got the tempo back to where they wanted it.
Yeah, Coach Halfley from Randolph knows that his team is a slow starting team. He's not surprised by it. He knows that they're going to get back in the ball game, and they have.
And one of the big factors in this one is Ryan Klein, the big center for Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, has 3 fouls, 2 of them in the first quarter. Without him on the floor, Wisconsin Rapids Assumption could struggle.
Missed 5 or 6 minutes of the first 16 minutes. He's a key to their winning today.
All right.
Eric Kent, thank you very much. As I mentioned earlier, we're just getting started here on Championship Saturday, halftime of our Division 4 championship game, I should say. Coming up next, Division 2, Seymour taking on Madison Edgewood. As we take a look at some of the brackets and show you some of the matchups, we have Seymour, the defending champs in Division 2, making their third straight trip down here to state. Madison Edgewood looking for their first WIAA state title. They won 4 WISA titles back when they were in the WISA affiliation. Edgewood coming in at 22-3. And coming up tonight, starting at 6:30, we hit the air Division 3 championship game. Ladysmith at 25-1, getting ready to take on Marshall at 22-3. And in Division 1, Fond du Lac, the Cinderella story, at 16-10, will take on Madison La Follette at 24-1. La Follette won it all in 1977 and 1982. We got a Division 4 title game going on right now. We need to decide that one. Right now, Ted Stefaniak, Joe Wolf standing by to call the second half of play. And Ted, I have to admit, I'm surprised you're not rubbing it in a little bit more about your Creighton Blue Jays. I mean, what did North Carolina do this year?
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Ted. My feed into my headphones isn't working.
I heard it pretty good.
Oh.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I went to Creighton, and Creighton won yesterday.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
Ted.
Joe. Joe went to North Carolina. You did a little bit better in your playing career than I did. Well, let's talk about this game. We had a great first half. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights of this ball game. And it started with a very quick pace for Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. And Tim Olson started the game very hot.
Positive note, come out and hit the wide open 3.
Play of the game so far, Ryan Klein.
I think Ryan really surprised Steamsma here. He kind of went up for a layup, turned the ball over into the hoop before Steamsma could get to it.
And Bruce Waterworth has just had a fantastic first half for the Rockets.
Nice square up jumper, gets his feet set. Not there, he goes hard to the hole. Hides the ball from the defense and completes the play.
Assumption has been able to create a few turnovers and take advantage of those turnovers. Matt Esselman with the steal and the layup, and then Don Menarson had a big game coming off the bench yesterday for Assumption, and here he is again.
Nice job, took it right at the big fella, used the glass.
But Bruce Waterworth, as we said, a great job scoring several points, leading the way for Randolph in the first half as we take a look at our first half statistics. And even though Assumption is a much smaller team than Randolph, we see that Assumption has taken 8 more shots than Randolph in that first half. Rebounds pretty even. Block shots, though, 8-2. Unbelievable.
Well, when you have 6'11", 6'8", 6'6" in the middle there, you're going to get some block shots. And when guys shoot from the floor and try to put it up to the hoop.
Bruce Waterworth leading the way for Randolph with 11 points. And Tim Olson leading the way with 5 points. And you see Ryan Klein with just 3 points. That's the same amount of fouls he has. He has 3 fouls. He spent the last 3:14 of the half on the bench. And in that time, while Klein was on the bench, Randolph was able to outscore Assumption by the score of 8-4. So it's very important to get Ryan Klein back in there. Do you look to get Ryan Klein back in there right away? He's got 3 fouls.
You have to. You have to get your big man going. He needs a couple shots. He needs to get his rhythm. He's attacking the rim nicely. Things just aren't falling in the first half for him.
If he can't be in there, can Assumption hang with this big Randolph team?
They've really got to get a lot of open looks, make their shots. In this half, there's no room for error for Assumption. They've got to get back in the ball game, and errors will deny that.
All right, we're at halftime. Randolph has a 24-16 lead at the half. We'll come back with third quarter action in just a moment. But first, a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Getting ready for the start of third quarter action as Randolph leads Assumption by the score of 24-16. And while we have a quick moment, I need to tell you that unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program without the express written consent of WKOW Television Incorporated is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. So as Bob Bradovich says, don't do it. Bob will be joining us for our Division III game tonight. He'll do the play-by-play.
One of the surprising stats from the first half was that Assumption was able to get 8 offensive rebounds. They need to double that this half if they don't make their shots.
See Coach Gary Weisenbeck looking on. Wondering if it's a good rule to have a 5-foul disqualification rule in there.
Ryan Klein hates that right now.
So the third quarter is underway. Assumption trying to cut into an 8-point deficit. Klein does start the third quarter. He's working against Fisher and Steamsma trapped in the corner.
Nice
they get it over
inside
to Olsen.
play. Oh.
Assumption has missed a couple of easy buckets here. They can't afford to do that with Steamsma in there blocking all those shots. Good cross-court pass. Fight for the rebound, and it's J.J. Menarson that comes out with it.
Good patience. Tried to break, nothing happened. Pulled it out. Now they're in their swing offense.
Now Ostrowski to Trzynski.
Patience, good composure, and good shots are going to get Assumption back into this game.
Do you keep Klein playing a little more on the perimeter here on the offense from now on?
At this point, look for your opportunities to get him inside, but make sure that he stays outside. Doesn't do anything silly to start the third quarter to get an offensive foul.
Loose ball. Watersworth came away with it, and now the break is on, but they'll slow things down. Somebody was wide open down low. It was Fisher. Now Steamsma.
Nice high-low.
Somebody got in his way. Otherwise, Bruce Waterworth would have had an easy layup. Now Trzynski working on Mike. I should say Justin Zander. Three-pointer on the way by Caleb Trzynski.
Look at that hustle. J.J. Menarson trying to make things happen for his club right now.
So 2 minutes into the third quarter and a very slow pace for both teams here. Randolph wants a quick timeout. They'll talk about it for the next 30 seconds. How's no points here. Very slow start. Just trying to get the feel for each other again?
Yeah, I think Ryan Klein is not that active right now. He's still worried about the 3 fouls, and rightly so. He's got to be careful. So he's not as aggressive in their 1-3-1 right now. Coach Hafley took a timeout because he wasn't happy with the movement against their 1-3-1, and he called a timeout for Randolph.
Take a look at our WIAA record book. In Division 4, the most losses by a Division 4 champion came from a team from Kohler. 7 losses. In 1999, they went 20-7, but the important thing is you won the gold ball. You were an assistant coach with that team, weren't you?
I was.
That was your first year as an assistant?
My brother Jeff did a great job with the kids. Greg Godsucker, who played for us, is now an assistant coach. All the kids are in college and doing well.
That's great.
Can I give a shout out to my old teams and my former
Absolutely.
players and current players? Big shout out to the Kohler Blue Bombers.
Pretty unusual that you would be in a situation to win a state championship with 7 losses. Assumption trying to do it with 6 losses on their season this year. And later tonight in our Division I championship game, Fond du Lac can shatter that record. They've got 10 losses this season. Scramble for the ball. Ryan Klein pleads his case.
Boy, awful risky play for Ryan Klein. Caleb Trzynski taking the ball in. Josh Fisher denying it with the left hand. Got up in the air, swatted it.
Randolph looking to build on that lead, and what a shot. He is just a pure shooter. Bruce Waterworth.
Just might as well put his initials in the floor in those corners.
14 points now.
He doesn't touch the rim when he shoots those.
Beautiful looking shot.
Yeah.
Here's Ostrowski.
Nice pass by Caleb Trzynski. One of the things that the swing offense does, it does open up the weak side post.
First 2 points of the game for Scott Ostrowski inside the Steamsma, and he'll go to the free throw line. The 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. Milk from Wisconsin's dairy producers. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk in every meal. Got milk?
The reason we knew that was a foul was that he brought the ball down, got hit, and the ball flew up. So you know that if the player had hit the ball would have gone down. So you know it was a foul. It was a good call. Anytime the ball goes up when the player is handling it, and his movement is down, you know that's a foul.
That is spoken like a true 6'11" post player.
Look at that 6'11" post player shoot those free throws. Nice balance.
Pretty nice. Shoots better than Shaq. Klein with the ball. Wing extended. Drives baseline. Tried to get that reverse layup again, but Steamsville was right there.
Got to be careful for his fourth foul here. Can't get too aggressive.
Now, Assumption was down here last year. Lost a heartbreaker to Pecatonica by 1 point at the buzzer in the semifinals. Yesterday when we saw Assumption, they were very confident in what they were doing. And they look very confident when they started this ball game today, but they look a little timid right now.
They don't know how to get around the fella inside. They're trying, they're battling.
Timid might be the wrong word, a little bit unsure of what they're trying to do.
Right, look at that hustle though. They're still going after it, and they need to.
That'll be the third foul on Justin Zander. Moldenhauer picks up a foul, and that is his third.
I think we're seeing a little fatigue here from Randolph. Good substitution by Coach Hafley to bring 3 fresh players in.
Yeah, Bruce Waterworth taking a seat on the bench. He's been the big gun so far. Here's a long shot. Beautiful shot there by number 20, Matt Esselman. A 3-point basket makes it 28-21.
You know, he loves that spot right there. I noticed him in the shoot-around a couple days ago. He can really shoot the 3.
Dribble, jump shot off the glass. Very nice by Nathan Sondag.
Banks are open on Saturdays in Madison, aren't they?
I'm not sure if he called that one. Klein holds on to it. Now he has to give it up. And looks like a turnover, scramble for the ball. And we'll see. Possession arrow says it belongs to Randolph. We've got a timeout on the floor. With 2:51 left in the third quarter, it is Randolph 30 and Assumption 21. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Randolph fans enjoying their Rockets leading Assumption 30-21 here in the third quarter.
Those kids are 4-year-olds.
Yes, in Randolph. They're going to be 7'6" by the time they're seniors. Yes, Randolph, one of the tallest teams ever to appear at the state basketball tournament. Don Kerr, our statistician, you've been covering these games since the 1950s? Coming to the games since the 1950s, and you've never seen a team that tall. So we'll go by that. As you look at the field goal situation, 2 for 6 and 2 for 8. Assumption getting more shots off, and a three-pointer. Big basket by Ryan Tillema.
A 6'6" freshman shooting a 3. Stroking it.
33-21. Assumption tries to answer with a 3 of their own, but nothing doing for Matt Esselman, and another foul.
Assumption's principles now are they know they probably can't get the rebound, so they're trying to strip it after the Randolph player does get the rebound. Look at that, 6'6" freshman.
Very nice.
Amazing.
Shooting 31% from three-point land this season is Tillema.
He moves so well at 6'6", and a freshman. Handles the ball so well too. Look at that left-handed pass. Nice interior passing.
Inside, rejected. Here come the Royals. Long three-pointer on the way. Scramble for the loose ball. And the Rockets will get it back.
I think Caleb Terzinski thought it was his ball, so he blocked everybody else from the ball. It went out of bounds. The ref called it Randolph's ball.
Statistician Don Kerr telling me the first year that he came to the state tournament was 1950, and Kohler was here. That wasn't you, was it? Here come the Royals. Terzinski.
Oh,
good
nice
rebound.
board, Matt Esselman. Got to get these to go.
Wow. And now a takedown. Things getting very sloppy right now. A lot of physical play, no whistles. We do have a foul at the end of the play. But wow.
The assumption foul is on number 40, John Anderson.
It's getting a little dicey out on the floor right now.
Yeah, not catching the whole thing, just catching the latter part of it, but it's rough play out there right now.
The one move on the other end looked like a WWF move. Ryan Tillema. Go back and take a look at what happened on the other end of the floor. Watch the knee here. Bottom left. Oh,
that's a pretty dangerous play.
So 34-21. The Rockets with the lead over Assumption. Wow. J.J. Menarson hit the floor. We get a foul on Randolph. That one will go against Bruce Waterworth. (34-21). 1:09 left here in the third. Another body hits the floor, and that one will go against Waterworth again as Ryan Klein hit the floor.
I notice a lot of guys talking to each other out there. Hopefully everything calms down.
Well, the officials now are coming in and talking. I think they're probably telling the guys to settle down a little bit here.
J.J. Menarson does a nice job of setting up Waterworth. Klein moves in for the screen. Waterworth doesn't see it. Got the foul.
Klein doing a little acting there?
No, I think that was a good shoulder into the midriff that caused him to fall.
Klein, we have been told that not only is he a great basketball player, he's also pretty good on the stage. I guess he's got the lead role in an upcoming production at Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, where he will be playing the Ugly Duckling in a production called Hawk. The foul on Don Menarson, his third.
Is fourth, the team's fourth.
Freshman giving up his body there.
4 fouls on Menarson. Okay, so it's 4 fouls on Don Menarson. And Don will take a seat on the bench with his 4th.
Well, that's big for Assumption, just because Don Menarson brings so much energy to his ball club off the bench. Coach Weisenbeck likes to call him his super soft.
Somebody open on the backside, but Josh Fisher couldn't get the ball to Zondag. Now a turnover. Here comes J.J. Menarson. Shot on the way by Esselman. Another scramble for the ball, and I'm not sure how J.J. Menarson got his hand on that one. They give it up to Klein. Klein spinning.
Oh, nice move. Gotta get it to go. Gotta get it to go. And he does!
Strong move by Ryan Klein.
Don't give up on it, Ryan Klein. That's what he's telling himself right now. Don't give up.
Nathan Zondag picks up the foul, and Ryan Klein will go to the free throw line to try to complete the 3-point play.
Nice spin move there. Avoids the defense. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up. Gets fouled. Completes the 3-point play.
Great body control. And right away, we'll get Greg Steensma back into the lineup. Well, Ryan Klein has been very quiet. I believe that's his first basket of the half. That's his first basket since that dunk, the steal and the dunk we saw in the first half.
That early foul trouble really took a lot of energy away from Ryan.
Oh, hello!
Hello, Mr. Backboard. Let me bring the ball to you.
Ryan Klein now, starting to pick up the intensity. Final seconds. 3. Klein lost the handle. Final shot goes up and too long. So after 3 quarters of play, we'll step out for a break to hear from our local stations as you take a look at Randolph and Ryan Klein meeting at the backcourt. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Getting ready for the start of the 4th quarter as the Randolph Rocket fans pretty happy with the 34-24 lead over Assumption as you take a look at our game summary sponsored by Wisconsin's Genuine Community Banks. Financial power right here at home, on the web at communitybankers.org. And a foul quickly to start the 4th quarter. That'll go against the Rockets. That one going against Josh Fisher. The 5th team foul. for the Rockets. Ryan Klein picking up his intensity late in the third. Steamsma rejects another one.
He just waits back there for you. His teammates doing a nice job of making sure that they don't get a straight line drive.
Look at the block.
Making sure he doesn't get a straight line drive. Puts his body between them, and then Greg just goes up and says, see you later. Third row.
We saw a very quiet Ryan Klein throughout most of the second and all of the third quarter. Is this the time where he starts picking it up now?
He has to, for Assumption to get back in the ball game here. Trying to create things. They haven't been able to hit the outside shot. He's got to make something happen here.
Tim Olson with some great hustle to track that ball down and keep it alive for Assumption. Klein setting up on the post, and Olson, wow. Tried to go over the top of Steamsma.
Post passes are tough if you're 6'1" and playing against a 6'11" guy guarding you.
And a quick foul there by J.J. Menarson. While we have a moment, I was talking to Todd Clark, the communications director at the WIAA, and he informs us that his mother, Diane Clark, is celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to you, and hope you're enjoying the game. Watching the game in Oostburg today. Waterworth off the mark on that one. Here come the Royals.
Really his first bad shot from the corner area. Sign of fatigue? I don't know.
Every possession so big for Assumption now, trailing by 10. Here's Klein. And before the shot, we'll get a foul. I believe that's going to go against Josh Fisher, his second.
Klein is showing me a lot off the dribble here that I didn't see yesterday. First step, very quick, very long. Going to help him at the college level.
And he's getting several looks at the Division III level. Olson, Klein with the rebound. Tried to give it up to Menarson, and look at the reach. Pulled that one out of the air, trying to drive baseline. The Rockets are just swarming.
Good closeout by Greg Steamsma there. Oh, good timing.
Nice steal, the freshman, Tillema. Tim Olson tracked him down and wouldn't let him go in for the easy layup. So go back and take another look at this one.
Does a nice job of deflecting the ball where he can do something with it. Gets fouled, taking the ball to the hoop. Nice strong play by the freshman.
Tillema, 4 points today, averaging 7 points a game. Makes it a 35-24 ball game.
Remember, Don Menarson has 4 fouls. He provides a lot of energy, but how much energy can you provide when there's 6 minutes left and you have 4 fouls? It's a calculated risk he has to take here, as does Ryan Klein at this point.
Both down, makes it a 12-point game once again. The WIAA tournament is brought to you by Marshfield Clinic, a leader in medical care, research, and education since 1916. And another turnover by Assumption. Good pass inside. Rejected. Steamsma lost the handle. Oh, another scramble for the ball, and it's kicked out. Well, Michael Moldenauer will set things up again.
For Assumption to get back into the game, they need to get all the loose balls they can, get more possessions for them.
And another foul. That one will go against Terzinski.
Probably not a bad foul at this time. Try to put them on the line, see if they miss the front end of the bonus. Get back into the game with a little momentum.
Coach Weisenbeck wants to talk about things with Assumption, so we'll step out as well. With Randolph leading 36-24, we'll step out for a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. 5:31 left here in the fourth quarter of our Division IV state championship game, and get a good look at Greg Steamsma. Steamsma with 10 blocks. And Assumption has 9 field goals made. So he's got more blocks than the shots made by Assumption today.
Well, and the team, Randolph, plays around his block shots. They bring guys to him with the knowledge that he's quite capable.
Tillema missed the free throw, but the Rockets still lead 36-24.
Swing offense. That's what they need. Don Menardson, so big off the bench yesterday. Got to come through in the fourth quarter for him.
Menardson makes it a 9-point game.
Look at the handle from the 6'6" freshman. Nice left-handed pass there.
Shot on the way. Wow!
Tough shot, Josh
Look at
Fisher.
that. Josh Fisher now with 8 points on the day. Now Klein trying to create something inside, and Steamsma with the foul, and Klein with a few words for Steamsma.
Good aggressive move by Ryan Klein there. Trying to make something happen. Nothing's happened on the defensive end. You've got to be aggressive. Penetrate, dribble, draw people to you, dish it, take it to the rim. Do something positive with the ball. Need these free throws to go. An obvious statement, but a very true one.
One of the big reasons Assumption is here in the sectional final. Klein scored 26 points, grabbed 17 rebounds, and had 8 assists in their sectional final. So you can see the kind of numbers he's capable of putting up. Had a big game yesterday as well. Great ball movement, and they find Josh Fisher down low.
With their height, they can see over the defense.
13-point lead now for the Rockets. Biggest lead of the game. That was blocked by Steamsma. Ostrowski still in control, gives it up to Klein. Klein trying to create again, draws the triple team inside. Three-pointer on the way. Waterworth. Fast break.
Got one down here.
Here's Fisher. Oh! So the bucket didn't go, but Ryan Klein got a piece of that one. So count the basket.
Look at where he starts. About 20 feet behind. Tries to make a great play here. Fisher over the rim. Oh, good call.
Clearly interference by Klein.
Assumption only getting one shot at the rim, and then no defensive balance. Nobody back to protect the basket.
Now the Randolph Rockets have taken complete control of this one. And now lead 44-27. It looks like Don Menardson is shaken up a little bit on the floor. So he walks slowly back to the bench. We'll take a timeout. To hear from our statewide sponsors, this is your WIAA network station. Fourth quarter action. We take a look back at Don Menardson.
Oh,
Got smacked right in the face.
Inadvertent elbow. When you're 6'11", sometimes you don't see under you. You have to bring your elbows down. And unfortunately, Don Menardson is right there.
And Menardson is still in the ball game as the Royals lost the ball. Turnover. Now Randolph looks to add to their lead. Here comes Klein on the break. Out to Ostrowski.
Randolph going to push it right back at him.
Steamsma lost the handle, regains control. Now tries to take it in, and Krzyzewski will draw the foul.
Good strong move by Craig Steamsma. Was very composed to get the ball back in his hands after he fumbled it. Realized the offensive situation. Nice power dribble to the hoop, got fouled.
Now you played in the 80s. You were 6'6" as a freshman. At what point in your career did you start attracting college recruits?
I was fortunate enough to have three brothers that all played and a sister that played college ball. So everybody always knew about me from probably the 5th grade on. My brother John played at St. John's. My brother Jeff at Carolina. My brother Jim at Penn, and my sister at Carolina. So I was just in the basketball family.
Basketball family, so you had the size, you had the talent. We see a kid like Greg Steensma, just a sophomore this year. He is one of 3 6'11" kids we've seen at the state tournament this year. Plus, you had 6'10" Steve Novak yesterday playing for Brown Deer. All these kids. Talk a little bit about the pressure and some of the things that these kids will go through over the next few years as they deal with college recruiting and things that they have to deal with basketball-wise.
Well, I think the most startling difference is that when I was in high school, there wasn't the big sports media machine that there is now. There wasn't ESPN. There wasn't a lot of coverage given to high school sports at that point. Nowadays, high school sports are the thing, and rightly so. It should be all about the kids. So they get a lot more exposure, a lot more pressure and stress early on than I ever did, at a much different level. So I think they handle it much better than I think I would if I was a freshman and sophomore. I always had brothers defecting it.
J.J. Menarson picks up his 5th foul and checks out of the ball game. So Don Menarson checks back into the ball game.
At the line, Moldenhauer, shooting 1 and 1.
Michael Moldenhauer back to the free throw line. 44-27. Randolph with the lead. 3 minutes to go. Assumption needs to get something going here quick. Shot on the way, and that is a good three-pointer by Matt Esselman.
That's a good energy changer right there. They need to get some energy back in the game.
Bob Halfley wants to talk about it with the Rockets. It's a 14-point game. 2:41 left.
I think Coach Halfley was very, very disappointed with his defense that time. They just got stagnant. They just stood there. They thought the game was over. Good timeout by Coach Halfley.
See some of the Royal fans coming down from Wisconsin Rapids. Second straight year that Wisconsin Rapids Assumption has made it to the tournament. That's not too bad. You see the Randolph Rockets, they are 2-1 in state title games. Won state championships in 1996 and 1998. And they were also the state runners-up in 1997.
Coach Halfley has a great program going down there in Randolph. It doesn't hurt to have the water that they're drinking that makes them all 7 feet.
This is the 7th overall trip for Randolph to the state tournament. First since 1998. Coach Halfley's been there for 12 years, so this is his 5th trip.
And there's a newborn from Randolph. It is amazing when you look at the Randolph stands when they're all standing up, all the fans standing up, and you can notice the basketball parents because there are gentlemen out there that are 6'8" to 6'10". You have to assume that some of their sons are playing right now.
That's right. And Gary Weisenbeck looking on. He actually teaches at Adams Friendship, but coaches at Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. That's a little unusual.
It is unusual.
But Wisconsin Rapids Assumption coming into this tournament with an 18-6 record. They won yesterday, so they're up to 19 wins. They were 4th place in the Merriwood South Conference this year. And a lot of times you don't think that a 4th place team is going to have a chance to get down to state, but they had the experience of being here at the state tournament last year and also playing in a good conference like the Merriwood. That's got to help when you get into postseason play.
Definitely helps you. In our conference, in the Central Lakeshore Conference, we have to play against Oostburg every year, twice a year. An upper division team that we have to face. So we know that if we can play against them and play good against them, that we can possibly make it to state every year.
Did you see that hair?
I didn't. Sorry.
That could be a good look for you.
Assumption's got Randolph a little off key here with 2:36 left. They hit a nice 3. They had him called 2 timeouts in a row. Now they made him fumble the ball on a fast break situation. Good things can happen.
Shot on the way, a three-pointer.
That's what you need.
It's a 2. It's a 2. They said Tim Olson had his foot on the
big
line.
Play. Notice the energy shift right now. Randolph has their head down.
Klein got it across court on that last one. You can see the foot was on the line by Olsen, so long 2 makes it a 12-point game. And then the quick turnover, and Assumption trying to create again. And Olsen looks like he'll be going to the free throw line.
One of the things you don't want to do in the last 3 minutes, and I've said this a couple times, is no turnovers, no fouls, and no second shots. Randolph has had a couple turnovers already, and now they're giving him free throws. Stops the clock, puts points on the board.
Olsen knocks down the first one. He has 8. Remember, he started out so hot in the first quarter. And so did Assumption. They controlled early on, but since about midway through the first quarter, it's been all Randolph.
Randolph, notoriously a slow starting team. Came back in the second and third, played very strong.
And a quick foul by Trzynski. So, 2:14 left. Looks like Assumption's going to try to stop the clock here, force the free throws. That's about all they can do right now.
And they foul the foul of the guy that just came in the ball game, who might be a little cold. Could be a very smart play.
Justin Zander goes to the free throw line. He's only shooting 26% from the line.
So far, so good. So far, so good for the Assumption Royals. Now they've got to block out, get the rebound, get a good shot at the other end.
Steamsville comes away with a rebound and another quick foul. So Assumption did what they wanted and did what they needed to do by fouling somebody that wasn't a very good free throw shooter, stopping the clock, but then they couldn't complete the deal because that was a long rebound. It's pretty tough when Steamsville is going to go right up and grab it.
It's interesting that Ryan Klein didn't get on the same side as Steamsville to block him out that time.
Steamsville knocks down the first one. He does have 3 fouls, but with 2:12 left in the ball game, you can't be worried about that now.
No, this is for the gold ball right now. Last 2 minutes. Put it all on the line right now.
Steamsville now with 8 points. All of his points have been free throws today. That's kind of hard to believe.
Wow.
I trust you, Doc. Yeah, I still think it's hard to believe. And another rejection. He's got to have about 12 now. 12 rejections, 8 points. Steamsville almost got a piece of that one. And another foul. Steamsville also has 8 rebounds. So a couple more and he's got a triple-double. Well, he needs a couple points too, I guess.
Don, how many triple-doubles in the state tournament ever?
About to get Don Kerr working on it. How many triple-doubles have there ever been in a state finals game? Joe had a couple?
I wasn't the shot blocker that Greg Steamsman is.
First basket is good by Tyler Fisher.
Into the Royals, number 12, John Minarson.
Now here's a Tyler Fisher, 6'3" sophomore.
Nice stroke from the line. That's a sophomore.
Wow. So 48-33, 1:40 to go. Randolph closing in on another state championship. Klein, strong to the hole, draws the foul, and that will go against Steamsville.
Still trying to make things happen is Ryan Klein. Still being aggressive with the ball. Never giving up. Good senior leadership.
4 fouls for Steamsville. And Klein knocks down the first one.
In for the Royals, number 42, Tim Olson.
Tim Olson checks back into the ball game. Don Minarson will take a seat on the bench. 1:32 to go in the ball game. And Klein knocks down the second one.
Got to get a quick turnover here.
49-34.
Boy, they're all over the floor. There's no lack of effort from the Assumption Royals today. Things just didn't go their way.
The Assumption foul.
48.
50, Ryan Klein is 4th.
confusion on what the exact score is. The score here in the Kohl Center says 49-35. The actual score is 48-35. So what you saw on TV was correct, 48-35. First free throw is good by Josh Fisher. Well, just taking a look at the roster for the Rockets. Fisher misses the second one. 6 foot, 6'3", 6'3", 6'6", 6'11", 6'2", 6'6", 6'2", 6'8", 6 foot, 6'1". Those are the heights of the kids on the roster.
They're taller than half Division I teams probably right now.
1:12 to go. And you know, when we were here Wednesday for the shoot-around, a lot of the people in the media were thinking, hey, you know what? We want to see this Randolph team play against some Division I teams.
I'd like to see it.
The assumption foul is number 30. Caleb Trzynski is
Greg Steamsma will go to the free throw line. He needs a couple free throws here to reach 10 points.
And at the line, Greg Steamsma.
They believe if he gets these two, he'll have that triple-double. So he's 2 points away from the triple-double. How about, look at those stats. Oh. Well, didn't get the first one. Don's disappointed about that. You're all about stats, aren't you? Knock down the second one. All 9 points today by the 6'11" sophomore coming from the free throw line. Almost another turnover.
Randolph not laying back. They're trying to maintain the pressure, not to give the Assumption Royals any hope at this.
1 minute to play. Steamsma creates the turnover. So we'll see if they can get the ball to Steamsma.
In for Assumption, John Menarson.
Menarson checks back in. Don Menarson checks back into the ball game for the Royals.
Replaces Caleb Trzynski.
And the Randolph Rockets are going to add a third gold ball to their trophy case.
Good pressure break. Get it to the big guy. He looks over everybody. Nice trap by the Assumption Royals.
So a foul, and that'll send Fisher to the free throw line again. The Randolph crowd kind of quiet. The team closing in on a title.
It's been a well-played game by both teams. Things just went better for Randolph at this point. They controlled the game both offensively and defensively. Ryan Klein really never got started offensively.
Fisher knocks down the first one. You know, since that steal and dunk by Ryan Klein, it has been a very workmanlike performance by Randolph. And you have to give them a lot of credit for taking care of things that they needed to take care of today.
No question about that. This will get the fans on their feet.
Now they're excited. The starters check out of the ball game. Both coaches getting some new players into the ball game to get their experience on the Kohl Center floor.
Always a special opportunity whether you get a second or 32 minutes out on the floor.
Well, you have to really credit both of these teams for what they've done this season and making the run that they've made.
You don't get here by luck. You get here by hard work, determination, setting your goals, and trying to achieve them. And by no means is Assumption the loser here today. They've had a great season, great coach, great system. Should be very proud of the young players.
It would have been very easy for this team to fold up after losing 6 games this season and going to the playoffs and just lay down. But they didn't. They worked. They got to the state tournament. They won a game here, their first ever win at the WIAA state tournament, and here they are in a state championship game. They're not going to take home the gold ball, but you know what? That silver ball will look mighty good in the Wisconsin Rapids Assumption Trophy case.
And Ryan Klein had a spectacular season. I wish him the best in whatever he does. He's just a special, special player.
Ostrowski, also a senior. Trzynski, J.J. Minarson. The starters, starting seniors for Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. 2 years in a row at the state tournament for Assumption. 9 seconds to go now. Shot on the way. 5 seconds. The Randolph Rockets are the Division IV state champions. Congratulations to both teams. Fantastic job by the Rockets. Their third state championship. 52-35, our final. We'll come back and hand out some awards in just a moment, but first, the message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Randolph has captured the Division IV state championship with a win over Assumption by the score of 52-35. It's time to hand out some awards. Here's public address announcer Mike Menke.
May I have your attention, please? The WIAA Board of Control invites you to participate in the award ceremony of these two outstanding teams that have just completed their tournament competition. Making the presentation to the Division IV teams will be Jim Dyer, President, Pius 11th, and Pat Mayer, President of the Board of Education at Medford, assisted by Doug Chickering, Executive Director of the WIAA. Will the members of the Assumption team please proceed to center court as your name is called to receive your individual team medal. Josh Thomas. Don Minarson. Scott Ostrowski. Matt Esselman. Cole Heeg. Jared Straub. Caleb Trzynski. Andy Williams. Ben Walzak. John Minarson. Tim Olson. Colin Fehrenbach. Ryan Klein. Jake Schweitzer. And Jordan Oshaski. Will Coach Gary Weisenbeck of Assumption please proceed to center court to receive the team trophy? Will the members of the Randolph team please proceed to center court as your name is called to receive your individual team medal? Nick Gore. Ben Steemsma. Mike Beal. Wes DeVries. Bruce Waterworth. Tyler Fisher. Michael Moldenhauer. Josh Fisher. Greg Steemsma. Tim Hollander. Ryan Tillema. Justin Zander. Nathan Zondag. Brandon Namer. And Cale Zondag. Will Coach Bob Heffley of Randolph please proceed to center court to receive the team trophy. Congratulations to both of these fine teams. Have your attention, please.
Congratulations to the Randolph Rockets, completing a 25-2 season. And they finish up the season holding the gold ball. An outstanding performance by the Randolph Rockets and a very young team that we could see over the next several years here at the Kohl Center in Madison. Right now it's time to take a look at our Click It, Why Risk It play of the game, brought to you by the Department of Transportation in NHTSA. Buckle up so you can stay in the game. We break tradition. Assumptions, Ryan Klein with the steal and the dunk. A big play for Assumption, but after that it was all Randolph as they win the Division IV state title. It is Randolph who has won the championship, not Seymour. Seymour and Madison Edgewood will be coming up in our Division IV state championship game in just a few moments. But right now, we've got the winning coach standing by with our very own Bob Radovich. Bob, we've got a happy coach.
Ted, thanks very much. Well, Bob Heffley, the old cliche is defense wins championships. Talk about the defensive effort these last 2 days.
Well, I think when you hold teams 35 in the state title game, you're doing a pretty good job. I thought that they had to work for everything they got, and they worked hard. They really did. And I thought Josh Fisher did a real workman job on Klein, and when you got Steemsman in the middle to back things up and block things, that really helps. So, but we're a solid defensive team. It's the best defensive team I've ever had.
You didn't come into this tournament ranked #1, but all season long your team has had a target on its back. How have your guys handled it?
Well, overall, we didn't mind having Seneca, somebody else, #1. We didn't need anything else added to us. But the kids, they stayed focused and they handled things real well. They're just a real nice bunch of guys. They're great fun to be around. And I really hate to lose my 3 seniors. I'm going to really miss them.
You've got some good kids coming back, and I hate to do this to you because you're still probably enjoying this tournament, but a lot of folks are going to be asking you, gee, can you do this again next year?
We'll try. I really liked our young guys, and they got a lot of experience in the tournament run, and that'll pay off, I think, in the future. But we're going to enjoy this right now, and we'll worry about next year when it comes.
You won this tournament in 96, you were second in 97, you won it again in 98. This isn't getting old hat for you and the kids, is it?
Well, no, I hope it's not for me. I know that. And Randolph has a real strong program, youth program. The kids put time in, the parents put time in, and hopefully we do something that the community can be proud of, and hopefully we play the game the right way.
I'm sure a lot of viewers around the state are wondering, what the heck are you feeding these kids in Randolph to grow them so big?
I think yesterday they had the water. That must be the key. But we get tall people. I guess the Dutch people are overall some tall people. So we'll just take advantage of it when we have it.
Bob Halfley, congratulations. Randolph Rockets finishing a 25-2 season. They are your Division IV state champions. Ted and Joe, back to you.
Thank you very much, Bob, and congratulations to Coach and the entire Randolph Rocket team and community. What an exciting time for Randolph.
Richly deserved. They've worked hard all season. Young talent coming back. Exciting program.
Oh, can you just believe what these kids are going to be like in a few years?
I don't want to, because we have to play them getting down here.
That's right. Kohler's going to have their hands full, but certainly an outstanding performance by Randolph today. Let's go back and take a look at some of these second half highlights in this one. And Bruce Waterworth just had an outstanding performance in this ball game today.
Like I said, you might as well put his initials on the floor there. He was perfect for me, I think, today.
Matt Esselman trying to keep Assumption in this one. And Ryan Tillema, a freshman.
6'6" freshman hitting a three-pointer.
Don Menarson, another guy coming off the bench.
Unfortunately, they didn't get too many of those open looks today like Randolph did.
Tillema, as the game went along, more open shots for Randolph. Esselman, a three-pointer to try to keep the Royals in it, but by the end of the day, it was all Randolph. And you take a look at our final statistics and look at the very bottom of the screen. 16 blocked shots by Randolph. Assumption got off 58 shots, only made 12 of them, 21% shooting, not very good, and Randolph shot 40%.
They made 12 and they had 16 blocked. They got up 58 shots, which I thought was going to be key to the game, just didn't convert a lot of them.
And Randolph being led by Bruce Waterworth and Josh Fisher, each putting in 14 points a game. Greg Steemsma, 9 points on the day, all 9 points coming from the free throw line. A little bit unusual there. Olson, Esselman, and Klein each scored 8 points for Assumption. You have to be very impressed with this Randolph team.
Well, Steemsma just missing a triple-double. I don't have enough words to talk about how they use their height, how savvy they are with their basketball skills, and just the overall good feeling that they have on the basketball court for each other. It's a true team win. Team chemistry usually does show itself in the championship game, and it did today.
And a very exciting performance and way for Assumption to come down to the state tournament, make it into that state championship game, put out the effort with a senior-dominated team, and they take home a silver ball, so a great performance by the Royals as well.
Definitely nothing to look down about it in terms of what they did here at the championship game. They had a great ride to the championship game. They gave it their all. Randolph just played really, really well today.
All right, well, Randolph, the Rockets are your Division IV state champions. They come up with that big win, 52-35. I'm Ted Stefanik. Joe Wolf, thanks for joining us. I know you'll be working with the Milwaukee Bucks over the next few days. Good luck with that. We'll be watching for you on TV.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Randolph Rockets, Division IV state champions. The Division II state championship game is coming up next, but first a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.